Hi guys, it's Mrs. C here. I feel like it's been forever since I've done a video, and that's because it has been. I'm really sorry for those of you who were counting on me and I wasn't there. We've had a lot going on in our family, and I just wasn't able to get ahead and keep ahead with all the weeks because we just did week 20 this week. So I'm here though. I'm with week 20 now. So for those of you who are maybe on the same schedule as me, here's week 20. So for week 20, I always start out my class with geography. So for geography this week, I made these little laminated color cards, and I put each of the canals on the cards. And then what we did first was I went through all the canals and we traced them all. So they did it on their maps and I did it on the big map. And then we erased them one by one. And then I passed out these little cards to the kids just randomly. And they were supposed to peek at it and not let anyone know which one they had. And then when I called out that canal, they would run up to the board and try to trace it before everyone else got theirs traced on their map. So I call it race and trace. But it's really fun because usually the first time we go through them, not everybody gets theirs traced on their own map before the person can run up and get it traced and get back to their seat. But the second time through, usually the class beats the person that has to run up to the board. So that gets us through a few times, and then we go over them again as we're erasing all of our maps. So that's geography. For English this week, we have phrase and a clause, and I saw someone post on Facebook when I was prepping last night that it goes perfectly with Do You Want to Build a Snowman? And so I was sitting and singing quietly to myself and laughing. I think my husband probably thought I was a crazy person. But it really does go perfectly to Do You Want to Build a Snowman? So we sang that, but then we also acted it out because I have a mixture of apprentice and journeyman, and some of the ones on the older end are getting a little tired of singing everything. We'll say it that way. So I will sing it for you, and then I'll tell you how we acted out. So I'm not an Anna, so just, go with it. A phrase is a group of words that does not contain both a subject and a verb and may be used as a single part of speech. A clause is a group of words that does contain both a subject and a verb. And then if you want to come up with a cute ending, you can, but I didn't. I just left it there. So we acted this out by, I have 7 students, so it worked really well. I had 2 students be a phrase and 2 students be a clause. So we had 4 kids there, and then 1 was a verb, 1 was a subject, and 1 was single part of speech. So my phrase group, I had both groups kind of hold hands and make a little circle, and the subject and verb kids tried to get inside the circle, and phrase would not let them in because they do not have a subject and a verb. But they did let in a single part of speech. I know it's not exactly, I know a single part of speech isn't in a phrase, but a phrase can be used as a single part of speech, so they welcomed them to their party. Clause, however, did let in subject and verb, and they had a fun party over there as a clause. So we acted that out a few times and made sure that they knew that clause was letting in subject and verb, phrase was keeping them out, and phrase liked single part of speech. So that's how we acted English out. For science, we have some more of our origin things that we're learning, and with this week we just did up and down. So I underlined on my board some key words, so like theory and evolution, just kind of the key words that are in the sentence. And for the words that were underlined, we stood up on them, and if they weren't underlined, we sat down. So it's kind of like my Bonnie lies over the ocean, if you guys have ever done that. But my kids love to do that, and it's a really good exercise. If you need a good exercise program, this works well. I was out of breath by the end of it, mostly because they like to do it supersonic speed, like so fast at the end, so it's just a bunch of up and downs in the chair. But yeah, so you just stand up on the underlined words and sit down on the non-underlined words, and it's kind of fun to, like, I had chance and combination underlined, so it's funny to see because some of them will sit down because it's almost every other word, but then they, mess up and have to stand back up really fast. So for Latin, we have John 1:6. So we have fuit homo missus adeo, And so that means there was a man sent from God. This week the words line exactly up with the Latin, so that made it pretty easy. So our motions, so we've been doing was is kind of over here. So for there was, we're just pointing, like, so there was, okay, there was a man sent. We're just gonna like act like we're sending someone on their way, like go, move, sent, okay, sent from. And I did this today, and I realized afterwards that that is not the sign language sign for from, but that's what I did, so we're gonna go with it. So from, it helps because we're already pointing, because then you just point up for God, okay? So there was a man sent from God, okay? So for history, I was gonna have them pass the ball around, and then I forgot the ball, so I dropped the ball. Sorry. My dad comes out on me every once in a while, and I can't help it. So what I did is I had my shakers, and I had my little guitars that I got, which worked well with this song because there's good guitar and good kind of tambourine shaking in the background. I let them pick which one they wanted to do. We said it once, then we did it with the CD, so she says it once and sing the music twice, and it's pretty catchy. So we were able to, by the end, I turned off the music and we played our own music and did our own shakers and sang the song ourselves a couple of times. So that got us through 7 times. For math, we have circumference. So I had the kids sit in a circle, and basically what we did is we just kind of played duck, duck, goose. But we weren't saying duck, duck, obviously. We were saying a circumference of a circle equals, and going all the way around and saying that. And we made sure to say 3.14 for pi. And when they, tapped the last person, when we said radius, they got up and ran around and sat down, and we just did that again. So we did it for each kid in the class, so that got us through our 7 times there. For timeline, I haven't been doing the hand motions as much, but I went over them really briefly with the kids, just in case they want to know them for at home. But they really like when I had the cards around the room and they have to find them. So today I had them around the room, and then I told them once they found one they needed to sit down, and we would keep, and they had to sing with me when they sat down. So, so we have Australia becomes a Commonwealth, and she kind of, in the video, she's kind of like flicking her fingers like this. So I haven't looked up why she's doing that. I don't know if that's for Commonwealth, if it's for Australia. That's what she does in the video, so that's what we did in class, okay? Australia becomes a Commonwealth. Then we have a Mexican. I'm guessing this is supposed to be like a mustache. I don't know. Mexican, and then our revolution again, which is fingers crossed going around. Revolution. World War I, and President Wilson, and it's his glasses because he pretty much always has glasses on. Lenin and the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia, and you can't see what I'm doing, but basically you kind of tap your hands on your hips, and my kids always want to kick for Russia. So then we have U.S. evangelist, so like his words are going out. Evangelist Billy Graham. And then modern period, and she does this for arts. I haven't seen her do that for the other arts ones, so I don't know if that has something to do with modern, but we're gonna go like this, modern period of the arts, the Great Depression, pushing it down, and the New Deal, like you're passing out money to people, okay? So that is all of week 20. Again, I'm sorry that I'm not getting out till now, but this is our schedule, and I just couldn't keep up with doing them early. Hope you guys will forgive me, but I'll keep doing them for those of you who are on the same schedule we are. So we've got 4 more weeks, which I can't believe, and then summer. It's crazy. All right, well, you guys have an awesome week. I will see you next Tuesday, and hope you are doing great. Thanks, guys. Bye.